All right. All right. All right. Just waiting for you guys to get on. All right. If you're on, I'm just going to let you know about my mistake and then we'll get started. Quite funny, actually. Oh, funny from my perspective, but sorry that I wasted people's time. All right. You can see me, Ivana? It says that you can see me. I hope so. Oh, there we go. It says I've got one viewer. Do you know what's really funny, Ivana? I thought that no one jumped on this one. I had Periscope going as well over here. There's live chat, by the way, just below the screen. There's a live chat. So I had my Periscope going. I had like 130 people on this, and I'm looking over at this going, why is it not working? And then this bozo right here realized that he hadn't actually pressed the start broadcast button. And so I'm thinking that none of you guys loved me, and then there's like 6 or 7 messages in my inbox and all sorts of stuff happening. So I'm gonna do it all again for you right now, which will be fun. And I'm just gonna share it a little bit, Ivana, just to make sure that everyone feels okay. If you can find that chat box, it'd be great. So I don't have to keep going back to Facebook. Cool. So just waiting for a few other people just to get the message that they can jump on. And then we will start straight into it. Okay. I'm going to be talking literally about how you can, what I learned from all these different speaking gigs and webinars and stuff that I've done. So I've got 2 of you on. Hey, down below, there's a little chat box. Say hi, say who you are. 3 of you on. Hey, say hi down here. Cool. So just underneath, there's like a little chat. You can talk to me, which would be great. So I know that you can actually hear me. So here's what happened. Which was really, really, really interesting. Is I forgot to press the start broadcast button. So what happened is I did it out to Periscope here. I had 100 and something people on the call, and you guys missed out. And so I'm so sorry. And so to make it up, I'm just going to go through it again, which is a huge commitment from me and my time, but it was my mistake. So let me get straight into it. There is chat down below. So I'm fairly certain that you should be able to chat in it, but I'm just going to go straight into it. So here's the deal, guys, is I'm going to be doing Total Freedom Show every single day. Okay. You need to use the hashtag Total Freedom to be able to ask me questions, anything related. I want to show people how to triple their income, double their time off. And one of the best things that's happened to me and that's been great for me is doing public speaking. In fact, I went to Singapore one time, and maybe some of you are on the call. I don't even know who's on this call right now. I can see that there's 3 of you on. I went to Singapore. I did a talk to 80 people. At the end of it, I offered a $6,000 program, and we sold $140,000 worth. So that sort of stuff is just amazing, and the level of freedom that you can get it's just awesome. Just awesome. So I want to share with you how you can have that too. So what I've got 7 big tips here that I'm going to go through and help you to be able to learn what it is that I've learned. I only want to do 7 so that you're not going to get overwhelmed. I'm going to do some more on a longer webinar. I've just sent you through a link, and there's a link if you want to share this with anybody. I'm not going to have the recording go out afterwards. It's only going to be for people that are on live. Okay, so if you know anybody that you want to have on this call, make sure you go give them the link. And I'm just going to be sharing some cool stuff live. You can ask me questions into the chat box. I haven't seen anyone do it yet. You might be on phones. That might be why you can't find it. Anyway, let me get into it. So the very first problem that people have when they're doing their presentations is that people don't turn up to the event, okay? So there's two things you can do to make sure that people turn up to your event. Number one thing that you can do is you give a registration bonus. What this is it's a bonus that people get just for registering. Now, the problem is people normally register or they say, I'm gonna put it off to the last minute. If you give them a very high quality registration bonus, that means they're actually gonna register 2 or 3 weeks before their event. And that's fantastic, okay? So registration bonus is humongous, okay? A registration bonus is this. It's, hey, the event's not for 3 weeks, but if you register for it now, I'm gonna give you this really cool thing, okay? Registration bonuses make sure that people don't wait. A registration bonus is like a quick start guide, a cheat sheet, a video series. So make sure you have a registration bonus. The second big bonus you've gotta have is a show up bonus, a bonus for people actually showing up and turning up to the event. These are two big bonuses that you've just flat got to have, okay? You've just got to have them, because the second thing happens is people, even if they pay or don't pay, they don't turn up. Now, you want to make sure that the bonuses are worth more than the price of actually attending the event, okay? Because then people think, well, you know, even if I don't attend the event, I've still got this bonus and it's worth more than the event anyway. So the event is free in their eyes, and the bonuses are what they're actually getting. This makes sure that you get people turning up because they want the bonuses. Does that make sense? So like, for example, if you've got a book, I've got a 7-part video series that I give away called, what is it called? 7 Days to Success, worth $200. Okay, so lots of cool stuff. This is how you get more people to your webinar, you get more people to your live events. That's number one, okay? Use bonuses wisely. By the way, if you're enjoying any of these tips, do me a favor and make sure you subscribe to this channel on YouTube, because then you don't have to wait for when the next one's coming out. I'm going to be doing this every single day, maybe. All right, so the next big thing is don't overwhelm with content. Too many times we are way up here with what it is that we're presenting, and our audience is way down here, because that's why they want to learn from us, because we're the expert, we're the guru, okay? And I don't really like being an expert or a guru, but just by the matter of fact that I've done this so many times, that's the stature and the place that I'm able to hold now. And so these people, I can't teach you what I'm actually doing in my business now, because I'm here. You've got to do the first things. You've just got to get your marketing right, your positioning right, your packaging right, these sort of things right. Because then once you get that right, then I can do stuff up here. So what I've got to do is I've always got to understand what's the rate of consumption of my audience, okay? So always think about that. Always think about that. The next big tip that I want to give you after the rate of consumption, okay, is always give the next step. Hey, Ivana, thanks for the tag. I've seen it over here on my my phone. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not sure what it is yet. I'm sure it's something to do with this. Let me have a look, see if you've got any questions. I don't think you will. I think you're just telling others to get on, which is cool. So always have somewhere for people to go next. What that means is so many times I hear speakers, they are scared about actually giving someone an offer because they feel like they're being convincing or pushing or closing, okay? I don't want you to use the word close. I want you to use the words open. You're going to open them another opportunity. Now, if you don't open them the next opportunity, well, then you're doing them a disservice because they don't know where they need to go next. And there's always a percentage of people in your audience that actually want to get more stuff from you. They actually want to go and buy something from you. But if you don't open up that space or that opportunity for them to go and do that, well, then they can't do it. And therefore, you don't actually get to change their life like you want to change their life. Here's what I want you to write down, okay? When I have somebody buy from me, I get to change their life, okay? All that money is an exchange of value. And if you've got value that they want, well, it's your obligation to allow them to get it, right? This is basically how someone buys something. Their $10 in their pocket is worth less to them than what you've got to give them. And that's it. So if you just make your thing worth $100 to them and you say it's worth $100, but I'll swap this for a $10 note for you, And that's it. So it's really simple and real easy. So you just need to outline. I'm going to share about how to outline your products so that people take action. Okay, so that's a really, really, really big tip. Awesome. So the next thing that I learned is use the audience to create buzz. Welcome to those viewers. By the way, I'm so certain that you can actually type to me down here. There's a little chat somewhere down here and you can say hi. So I'd love to know who the fourth person is that's just jumped on, so that we can so I can actually share and talk to you. I've got my Facebook open here as well. So if you send me something on Facebook, I will get it as well. Okay. So let's just have a little bit of a recap. 5 viewers, welcome 5 viewers. Awesome to have you on, okay? Here's what I've covered so far. I've talked about making sure you have a registration bonus so that people, when they register well before the event, okay? Because normally people leave it to the last minute. So give them a registration bonus. The second bonus I want you to give is a show up bonus. These 2 bonuses, one, make sure they show up to the event, one, make sure they actually register. These bonuses must be worth more than the whole cost of the event, okay? So that people get the bonuses, the event is free. The next thing that I talked about is don't overwhelm with content. Only give it to your audience at the rate that they can actually consume it, okay? So only give it to them as they can consume it. The next thing is I was talking about that you want to open up the opportunity. If you don't give someone where to go to next, don't use the word close, use the word open. If you don't actually give them that opportunity, then you do them a disservice. People love to buy stuff from you. They want to take the next step. So make sure you give them that opportunity where to go to next, okay? So I talked about that. Now, I want to talk about buzz. Now, buzz is super, super exciting. I just had a best-selling book. It went best-selling international, #1 in about 4 different categories. I got to number 25 in total across Amazon. How did I do that? Well, one word, buzz. Here's how to create buzz. First off, create competitions. What I want you to do is when someone registers, okay, you've got a person that's saying, I want to go to your event. That person can become what I call an evangelist for your event. You want to give them a reason to be an evangelist. And what I mean by that is you want them to go tell all of their friends, 5 months care can see each other's chats and talking, but don't think that I can see. No, I can't see it. I don't know. I don't know why I can't see it. Let me see. Thanks for that. I just got that, Ivana. I can't see it. I get a chat over here. Can you see what I've said? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that I can't see it. That's okay. I'm going to figure that out later. Cool. I'm just going to kind of carry on. I'm not sure why I can't see them through. Thanks for that, though, Ivana. I appreciate it. I got it through Facebook. What was I talking about? I was talking about buzz. When somebody signs up to the event, okay, you've got an opportunity for them to create a lot of buzz. So create a competition, okay? So one thing I do for live events is I say, hey, look, if you're coming to the event, if you bring 2 or 3 other people that buy a ticket, I'm going to give all of you free lunch. Come for lunch, and I'll pay for your lunch, VIP lunch, okay? So you give them a reason to go tell all their friends about it, okay? So they tell their friends, hey, come to this amazing event. If 2 more of you come, I'm going to get a free lunch, and so will you. So come along. So that's a really big thing. Another thing you can do for webinars is I give them an extra bonus. I say, look, if you bring 3 friends, I'm going to give you this awesome, amazing bonus here, and I'll give it to them as well. So you give them a bonus to actually turn them into evangelists. Awesome. Welcome, Vincent. Says that you've got it. You can't see what I typed either. I got it, Ivana. I don't know. I'll just keep talking. So you want to create that pre-buzz as well. The next thing is create event buzz. At the event, I always do some giveaways. I do a selfie competition and I get people to do hashtags. What that means is that other people watching on social media go, wow, I wonder what that event's like. And I start getting them engaged for the next one. Okay, so that's a huge, huge tip is when you've got that audience there, there's so many things you can use them for. On that, take a lot of pictures and get good video, okay? If you've got a nice room you've spent, it should be worth it just getting a good video. If you record the whole event, right, suddenly you've got a product. So invest $500 and get a videographer there and get the event really nicely recorded so then you can go put it online and you can just charge for an online program. Does that make sense? So make sure you do that too. That's a big tip as well. So what should you be talking about at the event? Most people just don't know what the point of a small event is. The point of a small event is to help somebody and then show them where to go to get more. That's it. So the next tip is there's really only 3 pieces of clarity that you really want to give it. And these 3 pieces of clarity are literally the only things you need to talk about, okay? Most people talk about way too much other stuff. The first bit of clarity is, what is their problem? You need to have them, and most speakers do this so wrong. And by the way, if anyone wants to have a quick chat about how I can help you to get your presentations right, there will be an investment, but I'm happy to have a free chat, and I can help you to get to your webinars right, your live presentations right. I can fully structure a presentation for you. If you know anyone, or if that's you, then just send me a message and we can talk. Now, you need to first off give them clarity on what the problem is. So you're going to say, here is the problem. Here is the massive, massive problem that you have in your life. And you need to actually go into detail how that's going to affect them in the future. See, so many people are sacrificing their future self because they literally aren't doing what they need to do. You see it with smoking and overeating, all these things. You actually need to tell them the problem. Then you need to get them very clear on the solution. And the last thing you need to do is you need to get them massively, massively clear on how your product fits that solution. Does that make sense? How your product fits the solution that they need to their problem. And these are so critical to understand what we're actually doing. And so the last thing I want to talk about is closing. And I'm doing a webinar next Saturday. It's going to be 3 hours. It's going to be all about webinars and selling from stage and making money and what I learned and how to do it. But I want to give you some of my favorite closes, if that's okay. I want to give you 3. The first close is known as an application close. And an application close is very soft. You say, hey, I've got this thing. You can have it. This is how much it costs, but you can't buy it today. You can only apply. And you send them you give them an application form on the spot, and they apply to have a meeting with you in order to buy it. Okay, so it's an application close. That's a very nice close, very eloquent, very nice. The second close is an avalanche close. An avalanche close is where you give them more and more and more and more and more and more and more until it's so ridiculously amazing, everything that they're getting, that they just have to get it. Okay, this is kind of like an infomercial close. Okay, and so you get a whole nother set of kitchen knives, right? And so here's some tips about an avalanche close: is make sure you have the prices of everything, worth this much, worth this much, worth this much, worth this much. And one of the tips is have it on the slide. Okay, so on your PowerPoint slide that you have behind you, have everything laid out, and then have the full price on one slide. People remember one slide. And then the last one I'll give you is called a drop close. And that's when you literally put the price up like this, the real price, and then you say for the first 7 people or first 3 people, it's this price. And what happens is you actually get a rush. I did this in Singapore, and Vincent's on. He remembers 10 people rushing to spend $6,000 each with me, and I only gave 7 away. And they literally broke one of our clipboards trying to get the product off me and enroll to get it. And that was through doing a drop with price with scarcity. I'm going to go into that for about an hour about closing and different strategies and how to do it authentically next Saturday. So please watch my Facebook if you're interested at all. And the last thing that I wanted to do before I've got to go, and this is the second time in a row presenting this, is I want to talk about getting engagement with your customers, okay? So it's very important, and I'm a bit bummed that I can't talk to you here by a chat. I haven't figured out why that's not working. But you always want to be asking questions, okay? Ted Thomas is a great speaker, by the way, and he's known to have a whole audience do this the whole time, just nodding their head, if that makes sense. And if you know what I mean, always he does is ask little questions like that. Does that make sense? Does that sound good? Would you like the idea of that? Would you like this? Can you imagine that? Would that be nice? And he asks all these questions all the time, and he gets people's heads nodding all the time. He also says, hands up, stand up, move here, shake hands. And he's always getting this engagement, and they're always following him. And so that's the last big tip that I can get you, is be in control of your audience and have them nodding their head, moving, and literally being engaged. If you do that, people will trust you and like you more. They will actually respond better to what it is you're teaching them, and you'll change their life even more. That's everything I had for you today. Look, if you really loved it, can you just post into the group and let me know what your thoughts were? If you have any questions, post in there as well. I will do a scope or a session later today and answer all your questions, and I'll record that for you, no problems. This one is going down. The content is too good for me to leave up for free, and I'm sure you respect that. that this stuff's cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars and years to learn. I am doing a webinar, so if you want to be on it, it's going to be next Saturday. I'll give you all the details. So in, not this Saturday, the one after that, so about 15 days, I guess, 10 days from now, I guess, which will be cool. Hey, you guys are awesome. Thanks for jumping on, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.